Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Kaneohe Higashi Hongwanji's Sunday service. My name is Bill Yamanaka. I'll serve as your MC today. And please rise for the entrance of our minister, Reverend Marcos Sawada.
Rest your hands together in Gassho. Namo Thank you.
We'll now have VANDANA TI SARANA on page 46 of the Red Service Book.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Om to me, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amidabhats, Namo Amidabhats, Namo Amidabhats.
And now SHINSHU SHUKA on page 45 of the same service book.
I
Chill my heart unfolds your wisdom compassion. I truly
Now Reverend Sawada will lead us in the chanting of Tanbutsuge, Sanseige in the service book, pages 57 through 65.
死無常道志願不満足政府上昇学がお無旅行無意大聖種不採小民具政府上昇学が市成仏道病床長実行不教未消門政府上昇学意欲人少年上映修本業四部不浄土一生天日死人力縁大公無償無才道少女三分業交際集約難会議知恵言別紙公も案永息小悪道須田全宗門高層上満足医療老実法日月集中期天候音符言一種解放像法制空読法情報大集中説法四式供養一切部空足修六本願命出場満得意三害用無無下地津田未不詳願学へ力同志最小尊志願若国家大戦を感動国書天人当人名西功徳平等正祭東方古代神往生がI take refuge in Amida Buddha, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. We vow to give equal to all this merited food, together to raise the mind of God and awaken to the realm of serene joy. Namo Buddha, Namo Buddha.
We'll now have our Dharma talk by Reverend Sawada. It's on enlightenment today.
Good morning. Before I start my Dharma talk, I ask your hands together in Gassho. Master Linear remind us how to listen with the heart. One, you should listen as you are listening this message for the very first time. Two, you should listen if this message is for you alone. And the three, you should listen as this is the last time you will ever go so in your life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Next week we are going to have the HBC, Hawaii Buddhist Council Bodh Day. What does it mean Bodh Day? Bodh Day is the day of enlightenment of our historical Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. Yeah. Then the question is, what was the content of enlightenment? What does mean enlightenment? Today we have a lot of words in, some people say nirvana, we say pure land, we can say like satori, or we can say paranirvana. A lot of words that make confused, yeah? And when you think about our human society around the world, are today's word conflicts different from the past ones, the problems of humanity? Yeah. As Sensei Yasuda, Ryujin Yasuda, one of the good thinkers of Jodo Shinshu, he wrote one day and he said, the nowadays actual problems are because we try to solve every problem from the unique human perspective. The nowadays actual problems are because we try to solve every problem from the perspective of a human. This is what Sensei said. What we can think about the world today, all things, one side think I'm right, you are wrong, other side think I'm right, you are wrong, and this is in big scale you are done, but in our society as a human. But when you go in your daily life, it's the same. Every time you have this collide. Then what we can understand about what enlightenment? Enlightenment, people says, is like a freedom from false belief or illusion. You become free from this delusions, beliefs. In Hinduism, they said the beatitude that transcends the cycle of reincarnation, characterized by the extinction of desire, suffering, and individual consciousness. We can say awareness and understanding. But in Buddhism, it transcends the cycle of reincarnation. We don't have this reincarnation, yeah? In Buddhism. Buddhism is the same cycle. We say that this 7 steps or word passions, or like a 6 steps, 6 realms. Yeah? 6 realms, like we go from the hell to diva. We have 6 steps, and the 7th we call is nirvana. Then it's transcended this desires, this hatred and ignorance. Because even you are like in the lowest hell level, your words don't make sense, no one listen to you, you only still lonely there, and burning like that, or you still in a state of animals like that, like instinct there, all instinct to survive, everything, to kill like instinct there, or you are like a hunger ghost when you try to control people from your concept or your word. People follow you in your way, usually for the not good path, yeah? Lying, a lot of things there. This is what we do in our daily life. Is overcome this, the seventh step we say is nirvana. But nirvana is a transcendent state in which there is neither suffering, desire, nor sense of self, and the subject is released from the effects of karma, the cycle of death and rebirth. Blowing out means blowing out, become extinguished of desire, hatred, and ignorance, liberated from the endless death, rebirth cycles, and obtaining purity and peace. This is what we say nirvana is the seventh step. We have the sixth realm to overcome all these world desires. Yeah, we go to this world of nirvana when you are liberated from this endless death, rebirth cycle. And the Satori is a Zen expression that means awakening. For awakening and understand and comprehend the reality, not by yourself, but it's like a realization. It's come, you realize something you couldn't realize. This is Satori. Yeah? Satori is like a momentary enlightenment, or like you realize something like that. Yeah? I think it's very hard. For us, I think Satori make more, of course, enlightenment and Satori makes sense for us in Shin Buddhism. Yeah, it's realization. And how was this experience of Shakyamuni Buddha when this enlightenment experience? What he could realize. I say experience, but it's what he could realize. When I can express this in Sensei Taitoko Haya Akegarasu, Sensei Haya Akegarasu expressed in one word, or one expression. Oh, my darkness. It was what Shakyamuni Buddha realized. Oh, my darkness, oh, my, I cannot see nothing, it's all dark. Yeah? What you can understand about that? It's said that Shakyamuni Buddha enlightenment path had 8 steps, but there is the fifth step, the fifth, which is the figure of the devil. We say Maras, and this, and the Brahma. Brahma is like a god in Hinduism. In Hinduism, yeah. There is 2 this important character pushing Shakyamuni Buddha for some path. One side says to Shakyamuni Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, what you are doing here? You are prince, you don't need to stay in this tree. There is rain, there is wind, you don't eat correctly. You are prince, you can come back for your place. Go home, come back to the palace. What you are doing? This don't make sense. Yeah. And on the other side, there was like a god or an angel, like a Brahma. Yeah. So, no, Shakyamuni Buddha, you are in the right path. Keep doing to find the real meanings of life. But one day, this two personality, he realized that he couldn't find in his meditation time, he couldn't find the 6th day of the meditation below the Bodhi tree. He couldn't find this devil there. He tried to, where is the devil? Even she couldn't find this Brahma too. Then he tried to find out where is the devil one, and he was, oh, there is, and he persecuted him until the place where they used to gather. And he realized there that the Brahma and the devils was getting together there. They was together. They gathered together there. Whoa! Then was his enlightenment. What we can understand about that enlightenment from this experience of Shakyamuni Buddha? He realized that enlightenment there is a compound of passions, there is a compound of human ideals, human logical, and human's perfections, science. But he realized when they are getting together, the devils and the angels getting together, he realized that is all come from this one point of view, human point of view, this ego decision, this self-decision. And overcome these passions and this logical or ideal or what do you think moral, ethical or I think is selfless. He wasn't there. This was the result of the Shakyamuni Buddha realization. Then we know the result of our society today. We continue killing, destroying, lying, self-destruction of human civilization, not only human, but this environment too, everything. Then, when you say about overcome the ego, the self, is what Shinran, what all the masters realize, and Shakyamuni Buddha realized that the true reality doesn't matter if I believe, I want, I don't want. The true reality is as it is. And this is what was the enlightenment experience of Shakyamuni Buddha. But Shakyamuni Buddha, he thought, oh, people cannot understand. People cannot understand this experience of what this means. If I try to explain to people, people cannot understand, this is not me. Then he realized again how egotistical he was, coming back. I don't want to explain to people because people cannot understand. Then Shakyamuni, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You have to stay in this world to make people understand the true reality, this Dharma. Then is your mission here. If you go to Nirvana, yes, Nirvana means extinguish, or total para-nirvana, total burn, yeah, total burn. That means no death, no birth, yeah, no death, no birth. That enlightenment means that what the most important thing is enlightenment is don't die, don't birth, yeah, don't be. This is what Shakyamuni realized. We are connected with everything. This was a realization of Master Shinran, Master Honen, all the seven masters. They realized that I cannot be Buddha, yeah, alone. Then I cannot be Buddha alone. Then there is this Mahayana teachings that to become Buddha, you have to first make others to become Buddhas, others to become Buddha. You help others to become Buddha. Then you can become Buddha. Then for this, you have to suffer with them. Their suffering is your suffering, and their happiness, your happiness. That this is really hard. Yeah, this is the reason we cannot become Buddha. Shinran realized, oh, I don't have any real mind, actual mind, or to be Buddha. I don't want to be Buddha. I don't want to be enlightenment. It's not my desire. Then they realized that enlightenment is not one individual experience. Enlightenment has to be all people, sentient beings, all things have to be enlightened to you become Buddha. This is really hard. How can I don't have this kind of mind. Then they realize that enlightenment is a gate, is a path. You go to the path for this ideal of become Buddha, is like a guide. Then, like Shakyamuni Buddha, get the spiritual enlightenment when he realized about this passion and the ideal is the same thing. Then he was, oh, I'm gonna die because this is extinguished, because no one can do. But if he live, people cannot come to them, decide to come back for this world as a work, yeah, this kind of work. This is Shinran's other master tried to send this Mahayana spirit is you cannot be Buddha if all other sentient beings don't become Buddha. To become Buddha, yeah, is not your decision. To become Buddha is the work of the own nature working to become Buddha, to realize about Buddha. this enlightenment, in we say gate because is a place when open to you, you enter. And the gate, and the path means you walk. The enlightenment in Buddhism is path, is not when you stop. That the reason when you come back for this world, we come back in different conditions, in different situations, which we can understand as in dualistical England, like a homeless, rich man, or black, white, Palestinian, or Jewish, Buddhist, Christian. We put a lot of identity, but this identity in the same time is our struggle. You stop in this identity thinking this is your path, but the path is you continuing, encounter, listen to these teachings, and realize that the reality is absent of this self. Even I think I have my identity. This identity is a work to realize my incongruence and to realize this experience that Shakyamuni Buddha could realize. That we can say enlightenment is realization or awareness. Yeah, this is that when we are, for example, in the side of some people, like a Jewish people, not Jewish, but we say Israeli people, saying we are right, and the people in Gaza, Palestinians, said we are right, but what right is a right? All is passions, all is this worldly passions, is the reason we continue making war, we continue making trouble. But to overcome this, we realize our origin, your base. What your base? Your base is when you stand, is we stand only in this moment as a human. Yeah? What you stand here right now. This is what we have right now. And not your concept, not your records, or your projections in the future is right now, but right now you cannot pick up. But this is a work. Yeah, work when you stand is what you say in this work is the pure land, the Buddha's aspiration to you become aware about the true reality. This is, we are going to have this in Bodhi Day. Bodhi Day is when Shakyamuni Buddha, our patriarch of Buddhism, got his enlightenment. And we can stay here because Shakyamuni Buddha, or before Shakyamuni Buddha, this thing was working, yeah, the reality. Shakyamuni Buddha realized about ideal and the passions is the same, come from this ego. Overcome is our base as a human. Our base is origin. Origin is you before you come for this world. Is you before you come for this world is selfless. Yeah, selfless. Is enlightenment is not one goal. Enlightenment is a path, is a realization, is a gate. You continue, it's a work. Even you realize that people like are homeless. And the last 2 days ago, we had one nice friend. He was homeless, and he came here to talk to me. And that time when he was homeless, he couldn't bring money. He couldn't bring that, but he came here and he made one donation. Did one donation for us, and he was more healthy. His clothes was better. That what we judge people from a lot of things, but the thing is impermanence. Yeah, teach us. And this donation, even he couldn't give any donation. We encounter each other as a human. First is very important thing for us to realize something important. We cannot change nothing, but your appreciation for the teachings makes you realize things. You can bow and you can appreciate a little bit more. Thank you for today. Your hands together in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. At this time, if any members would like to share anything from their perspective, theme was enlightenment. Anybody want to come up and say a couple of minutes on what you think about that?
Realize something in life. People can share something you think it was wrong in our life, one experience, but after we realize something not what we were judging before.
Any perspectives on enlightenment or changes in how you look at it?
Realize.
No? Okay. We will have Ondokusan II, the English version on page 54 in the service book.
Embraces by endless great compassion. I respond with gratitude, dedicating my life. Embraced by my dear teachers and good Dharma friends, I must answer dutifully to all my life.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Do have a few announcements here to share with you. Next week, Sensei touched on it, the Hawaii Buddhist Council is going to have their Bodhi Day service at 9:30. Is it 9:30 or 9 o'clock? 9:30 a.m. So there won't be service here at Kaneohe Higashi Hongwanji. The address for Nichiren Mission of Hawaii, which is where HBC or Hawaii Buddhist Council is at 33 Pulelehua Way. It's close to Pali Road. It's the Nichiren Mission of Hawaii. Also, our next service here in Kaneohe will be December 10th, our Bodhi Day service at 9 a.m. We've got temple cleanup on the 17th here, starting at 8:30. If you can help, that would be great. And then one other note, our district calendar is out. So for those that would like one of the 2024 calendars, it costs approximately $6 to produce, so we're just asking for that plus a personal donation of your choosing. But the new calendar is very nice and it's out published now, so they'll be in the mail shortly. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, well, thank you for attending today's service. That concludes today's service for this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Namanda.